Here we are in Wimbledon after the second day of these championships, and I'm here with Steve Flink, our special and favorite guest of TennisChannel.com. Steve, we didn't see many upsets in these 2 days, but the tournament is interesting.
It is interesting. Frankly, I don't think we need as many upsets as in the first couple of days as we had a year ago. That's more than we can handle.
Sure.
You don't want to see so many top players in that kind of danger, but you're right. Form has largely held up, and I think we're better for it.
Yeah, well, today we had 2 losses in the women's field, which were quite significant. One was Jelena Jankovic, seeded number 7, beat by Kanepi, but Kanepi was in the quarters of finals years ago, so I mean, it's not such
not
a big
shock. Not a shock, although Jelena, who was number 1 in the world back in 2008, has been playing quite well recently. On the other hand, we wouldn't say that grass is her best surface. In fact, I think it's her worst.
Sure. And then Sara Errani, number 14, also for her is the worst.
Yes.
And she lost 7-5 in the third to Caroline Garcia, the French girl, and Errani had a match point yesterday. She was unable to convert it.
It's a tough opponent. Garcia has really been coming on strong in the women's game, so I didn't find that to be a shocker.
Well, and then we saw today Rafa Nadal. While Roger Federer had a walk over Paolo Lorenzi, who has lost 13 times in a row the first round. Unfortunately, the Italians are not doing too well in the slams. Yesterday, Filippo Volandri lost for 18 times in a row in the first round. Anyway, so Lorenzi is on his way to reach Volandri. Well, Nadal has been suffering a bit with Klizan. He lost the first set.
Interestingly enough, identical scores today to what he beat Klizan by at Roland Garros a year ago. 4-6 and then 3-3 for Nadal. I think the match will have done him some good. He really wanted to get a win on the board again after losing first round last year to Darcy, the Belgian, and then second round to Rosol in 5 sets the year before. So those were 2 difficult tournaments, bad knees in both cases. Now he seemed to feel healthier, didn't seem to have a problem with his knees, and he played pretty well the last 3 sets. So I think he was pretty happy with the performance.
And he had a great quote, I think. You can say we were talking about it before.
That was great. We both enjoyed that, the idea that the courts are faster when you're losing and somehow they slow down when you're winning. That was a very nice philosophical comment from Nadal, and honest.
Yeah, and honest. And now Nadal also said something else, that he says that nowadays courts in Roland Garros and Wimbledon are not anymore so different as it was before. And also he said 1 week more between Roland Garros and Wimbledon will help anyway the situation for in the future.
He did, and I think what he's also trying to say, Ubaldo, is that he managed to win the French and Wimbledon back-to-back a couple of times, and Roger Federer did it in 2009, so it's becoming more common, something that once upon a time was almost impossible to achieve. We had to go back to Borg, who had achieved that back in 1980. So I think that Nadal believes that these days the guys can make that transition very quickly.
And I believe that our friendship with Steve Flink will help our website to become always better and better. Thanks, and for tonight, bye-bye from Wimbledon.